My name is Haruki Nakamura. I was 18 when I died in Tokyo. I was reincarnated in another galaxy where I became the son of an Exarch. Now I am Guyôme Afêtyan, and this is my story. That evening at the family estate's table, my father denied nothing. He didn't confirm everything either. But what he admitted, or rather, what he stopped hiding, was enough to shake the foundations of everything I thought I understood. It wasn't an erasure. It wasn't a forgetting. It was a reconstruction. The official history of the kingdom, with its centuries of progress, space wars, ancient pacts, heroic rulers, and interstellar exoduses, had been patiently rebuilt. Not invented out of thin air, it wasn't some crude fiction, but selected, modeled, adjusted, like one builds a sturdy stage to reassure the crowds. A convincing facade, but hollow. A seamless chronicle, yet without real roots. 25 years, barely a quarter century. And before that, a fog from which nothing emerged. Or rather, nothing was allowed to emerge. My father didn't use the forbidden word, but in the echoing silence of his gaze, I formed it in my mind. Simulation. What if this world wasn't a continuation, but a starting point? What if the history we recite so confidently is just a substitute tale? And what if I too had been part of that tale, without ever knowing it? I began recalling the inconsistencies, the dates that shifted from one century to another, the so-called ancient monuments with no sign of aging, the frescoes that looked freshly painted, the scrolls, supposedly centuries old, yet untouched by mold. Our language, so perfectly crafted it had spawned neither accent nor dialect. And that strange sensation, at times upon waking, that everything, the sounds, the smells, had been set in place just hours before, like a stage meticulously prepared before the actors enter. In the days that followed, I did what every mind trained in doubt learns to do. I looked for the seams. I sifted through archives, duplicates, conflicting versions of the same decree. I requested access to original manuscripts, reviewed and compared digital fingerprints. I even studied the soil, geological strata, layers of fossil ash, sediment deposits. I ordered samples from independent labs, anonymously, and I found things. No definitive proof. Not yet. But cracks, repetitions, recurring patterns in the so-called authentic versions, syntax too perfect, variations too neatly engineered. This was beyond my role, beyond my rank. But Athanase, the sixth prince, was not a man who turned away from dissonance. He saw, he understood, he never questioned me. But he let me continue. He let me think. That was his way of approving. From then on, I walked alone on the thin ice of a foundational lie. Alone, I probed what was meant to remain hidden. Alone, I heard, in the calculated silence of the palaces, the distant rumble of a beginning no one wished to face. I was no longer just the son of an exarch, no longer just a Japanese boy reincarnated in a forgotten galaxy. I had become a witness, and witnesses, in the history of humanity, don't always live long, especially when the secret they carry could unravel the shared story. For those who sense reality as a fragile veil, for those who seek the erased origins of collective memory, for those who feel that history, the real great history, hangs by a thread. The Shadow of the Princes, Chronicles of the Red Kings, Tome 1, dives even deeper into the mysteries of the realms of this new humanity. Whispered intrigues, blurred legacies, the transmission of power, and the silence of the ancients. Available now on Amazon in paperback and Kindle formats. The past is a veil. Will you dare lift it? Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Because every gesture matters.